Hello. How are we all? Feels like it's been ages since I've done one of these. I hope I've set it up right. I think I've remembered. I think it's fine. Right. Hello. Hopefully we're live. Everything seems to be running smoothly. Hello from Pluto. How are you? Mute that. Hello, Sarcastically Slade. Okay, I think we're alright. Seems to be alright. No exploding laptops or anything trying to set it up. We're good. We're good, I think. Oh, well. It's just nice to be doing one of these again. It feels like it's been ages. Oh, I thought I would just be a bit spontaneous and do a live stream. I had a comment the other day saying, asking when I was going to stream next. So I thought, you know what, it has been a while. It must have been before I finished Angel and everything, right? I don't know. Anyway. Hello Claire. Hello Blake. Hello Lord Hyena. Welcome, welcome. How are you all? Hi Liam, I finished Angel last night. Looking forward to your Series 5 review. Oh, good. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Oh, I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm tentatively putting the pieces together for that review now. I'm kind of making the bare bones skeleton of the format of the review, making a few notes and stuff. Once I get around to it, so I have to do Sex Education once upon a time first, and then I'll do the review, and then that's the last ever main cycle of videos I do, Buffyverse entry then, because then it's just going to be guest appearances from Buffyverse videos from then on out, which is mad. I still can't believe it's done. It's still kind of insane to me that it's all finished, hundreds of episodes and God knows how many hours of editing and all of that. Finally done after nearly 4 years. It's madness. Hello Sam. Hello Herondale. We didn't name Herondale, just makes me miss Shadowhunters. But yeah, I thought we'd go live for a chat. I was tempted to live stream a game of some kind, but I was like, I don't even know what to do. I've had this burning sensation recently to get back into Fall Guys, because I haven't played the last few seasons of it, so there's so much new stuff that I haven't tried. But I think it's gone off PS Plus now, so I'd have to pay to get the game again now. I don't really want to do that. I do kind of have that itch to get back into it, but I haven't played any games for the past couple of days. Very, very unlike me. Liam, where's that Buffy comics review? Upload now! I'm kidding, please no ban. No, ban! How dare you? Yeah, we'll get to the comics eventually. I'm not in any rush. I think we do need to kind of, I think everyone needs a break from me talking about Buffy and Angel for a bit, don't we? I think, probably. I'm watching the show at the same time. Oh, that's cool. Well, I hope you enjoy, the rest of the show. Sad it's over. It is sad it's over, yes. So happy your reactions to Heartstopper have been doing well. I've been so surprised at the success of those, because normally I do live airing shows a lot. I do Walking Dead normally the day after they come out, and I did Heartstopper the day after it came out, and all the Marvel Disney Plus shows. Most of the time I'll get those out day of. Doctor Who I'll do day of. Doctor Who ones normally do quite well as well, but the others, they haven't really done brilliantly. I think it's just because it's a very oversaturated market really for the Marvel Disney Plus stuff. I'm tempted to give up the Marvel Disney Plus stuff, to be honest, because it's just not worth the effort, I think, for what you get back from it. We'll see. But yeah, I've been completely blown away by how well Heartstopper did and how quickly it did well. They performed better than Angel was performing for the past year or so, in terms of how quickly they got views. And obviously because it's kind of a big deal at the minute, Heartstopper, in case you didn't know. I actually went out and bought all the books today, and I finished them. 4 whole ass volumes. But you know, they're like, you read them like comic books, don't you? So you just get through them so blooming quick. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm set for the next couple of seasons of content of Heartstopper now. But there's a few big changes and that I didn't know about. So I'm excited to see where the show will go in future, because I have no doubt it will get season 2 and probably beyond, because it's done so incredibly well. But yeah, what a wholesome experience those 3 or 4 days were of binging that and uploading them. You know, really positive community, a real buzz about it. They, you know, very welcoming. I was very unsure whether or not I should do it, not only because it's not a show that I'd normally lean towards, but you know, it feels like a queer show for queer people, and I was like, but here I am. I want to have a say. You know, I didn't want to feel like I'm gonna make this about me now. But you know, I was worried about that, and I was very tentative about that. But you know, the response has been so lovely about it. And yeah, I had an absolute blast. I genuinely, I missed that show so much. It's only been like a few days since I finished it, but you know, it was just such wholesome vibes. I've rewatched a few scenes, it made me realise I need to watch more fun TV shows. I need more TV where characters just vibe and there's no drama. I really enjoy it, as it turns out. What is Heartstopper? Never heard anything about it. It's a new Netflix thing that dropped a couple of days ago, last Friday. Well, actually, a week today. Is it Friday today? Oh no, Friday tomorrow. A week tomorrow it will have come out. But yeah, it's based on some like graphic novels. It's like a little romance story about these 2 guys at school who meet and fall in love and everything, and you know, they're little wholesome hijinks, but it's so good. I was blown away by, you know, how well it was done. Do you get the ad revenue for the ads that pop up during the live stream? I don't know if that was random or you added it. Yes, I do. I don't know how much revenue I get, granted, but you know, I do get some ad revenue from those, indeed. I try not, you know, you can kind of set like how often you get adverts appear and how many adverts you put in, where you put them in. I try to mainly just have the ones pop up that you can just like X off and click away if you don't, you know, like adverts and stuff. Because as a viewer, I always hate adverts just interrupting the things. So I try and keep those on the down low, even though they probably do make more. But yeah, sometimes I don't get the revenue from them, because sometimes, like, if a video's been claimed, for example, like copyright claim, like, oh, you know, we're not going to block your video, but we're just going to have the ad revenue, thanks very much, which is the case for a lot of my reactions. Once Upon a Time is basically always that. I don't make any money from Once Upon a Time reaction-wise on YouTube, normally. And Marvel Disney Plus shows are pretty much the same. One episode of Heartstopper, I think episode 3, got claimed. They didn't block it, but they get the ad revenue for that. But I have had the ad revenue for the rest of those, so that was a nice little boost. And that was another thing that I really enjoyed about Heartstopper, was it gave me some hope that I do series that aren't Buffyverse related that do really well. And I was like, that kind of gave me some peace of mind about, you know, long-term future of the channel. My name is from the Shadowhunters series. I love the books. Awesome. I love the books as well. They just announced, I think they announced the release date for the next one today. I think it's January next year is the final one in the latest trilogy we've been getting. About, oh my god, I'm blanking on all their names. Why am I blanking on everything? About, you know, Cordelia, and James, and Matthew, that little lot. What's the actual series called? I can't remember now. And there's a trilogy of Magnus and Alec, and we still need the 3rd one of that, but it's the 3rd one of the other one that's coming out, which is cool. I'm very excited for that, because I really enjoyed that series. Have you watched Barry? Amazing show. I haven't. I heard good things about it, though. I really like the main guy who's in it. Hi, Dinah. Getting ready to continue my journey further into Heartstopper, but just wanted to stop by and say I loved your reaction to the 1st and 2nd episodes. Thank you. I hope you enjoy. I'm so jealous that you get to experience it for the first time. It's just wholesome. I've gotten so many comments like, oh, drink every time he says wholesome. I'm like, no, you will die. You will die. Don't do it. If you're looking for wholesome fun and mostly light conflict, you should continue with Pushing Daisies, whether you react to it or not. You know what? That's a very good shout. It's a very similar vibe to that. Maybe that's another reason that I enjoyed that pilot of Pushing Daisies so much. It did kind of have that, didn't it? Considering like what the plot really is, you think like this is going to be angst central, but it's not. Hello, Cypress. I like that your picture-in-picture is in the upper right, because then the bottom strip ads, which I know can just be closed, don't get in the way. Yeah, that's another reason why I slowly over time moved it to that corner. Because I used to put it like, I'd be like here. I need to work out how you guys are seeing this. Is this flipped for you? I don't know. I'd be on the left side of the screen, and then I'd put it like near the middle of the empty part of the screen. It's when I first started, I put it there. And now I look back on that, I'm like, oh, that looks awful. And I used to have the border on it because I didn't know how to take the border off on iMovie, the rectangular border around the footage. But I quickly changed that up. I think I started that with maybe Stranger Things season 3. I think that's when I first started moving it to that corner and getting rid of stuff like that. I can't remember. I just think it looks a bit more professional. I still haven't delved into properly doing professional thumbnails and stuff, even though I do want to. But I just, every idea I have for it, I feel like, oh well, I've seen other reactors with this exact style. I don't want to just copy them. So I'm still waiting to kind of find my own thing. Worst ending to a show you reacted to? Ooh, my goodness. God, we're having some spicy hot takes, are we? We're getting into that. Shows have I reacted to? I don't want to... I had an answer straight away. I don't want to say it, because I loved that show for most of its run. I think you probably know where this is going. Trying to think of other shows that I reacted to. Except I think there's only one ending that I haven't really been that a fan of, but it's The 100. Surprising no one. I do think, out of shows I've reacted to, I think there have been worse endings to shows that I've seen, but of ones I've reacted to and reacted to the entire thing, probably would be The 100. It was just, yeah, season 7 was, yeah. Your answer to worst ending is The 100, isn't it? Adam, you're spot on. It's such a shame. It's just, I still think it's such a shame. Season 7 was such a mess for me. It just felt like a, FU to the fans. It's madness to me. But there you go. Sucks because season 1 to 6 I adored, and season 6 is like my favourite season of the show. And then we got season 7, like, why? There's such an injustice to those characters. I still need to read the books. I've got the books ready because I know I'll actually get the content I want from the story, I think, if I read the books. So I will get to those. I've read the first book. I think I'm halfway through the second one. Yeah, it's so sad. I look back on it and considering season 6 is my favourite season, I just look back on it and be like, right, season 5 was the end. That's how it ended. And I can move on with my life. Hey there, Liam. Hope you're having a good time. I am having a good time. Will you rewatch Buffy season 4 episode 22 to see the meanings of their dreams again? I do want to do that. Yeah, I have a few plans for now that I've finished Buffyverse. After I get through the season 5 review of Angel, I want to do like a big celebratory live stream, like a charity live stream kind of deal. Maybe get some of the reactors on it, like talk to them. I'm going to do a rewatch of Doppelgangland with Shan. I'm going to do a rewatch of Restless at some point as well. It's just so much to do, but I do want to kind of rest it for a bit before I really dive into that stuff again. You're going to continue the Sims series? Yes, I am. I am, definitely, because the next episode of the Sims series that I have planned is the episode that I've wanted to do since I started the Supernatural series. So I absolutely will get to it. It's just, when you have rent to pay, as I do now, and I didn't have to worry about that when I was living at the house before Dad moved away, I just need to prioritise things that are going to make some sort of money, unfortunately. So those kind of series do go on the back burner a bit. Especially with the time constraints. And editing The Sims takes ages. Have you seen Grimm? That's a good series that was done by David Greenwald from Angel. I've seen the first couple of episodes. I've seen up to one that was it's about bees, I think. And I was really enjoying the show. I don't know why I stopped. It's just one of those things. I've got season 1 on DVD somewhere, but I haven't carried it on. But I would like to really dive into that. can't remember too much about it, but I did enjoy what I saw. Who would be your dream casting choices for the new Doctor? I don't have a horse in the race this time around, I must say. I've always had a few names floating around in my head. Obviously, I would love Ian de Kuystacker to do it one day, because I think he's great, or Elizabeth Henstridge. But, of like the rumoured names that we're getting at the minute, I'm happy with most of them. My pick would be Raki Thakrar, because I think she'd be a really cool, different kind of Doctor. I can really see like a different vibe from her. But I really don't know. It could be anyone. And at the end of the day, I'm at a stage in my life now where I'm willing to wait and see, and it doesn't consume my thoughts as much as it used to, I think. And I know they're going to be good, and I'm going to like them. So yeah, I am looking forward to finding out though. Hi from Dubai. Hi to Dubai. Hello Liam, did the Moon Knight episode 5 remind you of 606 Fitzsimmons episode? Yes, it did. I was talking to one of my friends on Twitter about this the other day. Very similar vibes. And that's why both those episodes are top tier. Been watching your Heartstopper reaction, been enjoying them so much, and you mentioned that you love Mario Kart. Have you ever streamed it, thought about streaming it? That's a good idea. That would be fun, wouldn't it? I've never considered it, but you know what? I would do that. I think Mario Kart's great fun. I could see myself doing that. I've never streamed it before, but I would do that. We could even get some, if people also have Nintendo Switches, we could even play together, if that's the thing we can do. You can make like a private lobby, right? I mean, I don't think I'm a big enough channel to get a full lobby, really, so maybe not, but we could see if they just get lucky and put us in matches together online or something. Because they had a DLC, didn't they, fairly recently, like bringing in loads of old classic levels to the game, I think. Which I haven't downloaded yet, but that's my excuse to kind of get back into Mario Kart. So maybe that's a good sign to do it. I actually liked the 100 season 7 besides those last few episodes for obvious reasons, I think they did an okay job wrapping it up considering the way they set it up. Yeah, I think it didn't need to be 16 episodes, I think was the thing for me, and they just focused on stuff that I feel like we didn't need to be in season 7, and characters who I didn't care about, and were just randomly inserted into the season, got more screen time than some that had been around since the start, and yeah. Like, it's fine, for the most part. If the thing that happens in season 7, the big thing, hadn't happened, I think I would have been fine, and I would have been like, well, I didn't really enjoy this and that and that and that, but worth it because the ending was somewhat satisfying, but they didn't even give me that, so it's a shame, but, I don't mind that, there are people out there who like the ending, obviously, so it is what it is. I like the ending of Game of Thrones, and most people don't, so I count myself lucky when those occasions happen. Inspired by the Buffy episodes as Vines, I want to do one for Angel episodes. I think that'd be fun. Yeah, that could be good. I probably wouldn't react to it though, because I got a warning on my channel for that video, which is very annoying. I had to take it down, but there you go. But yeah, that'd be fun to watch. I would love to check that out if you ever do get around to making that. Really glad you enjoyed the Angel finale. Would have loved to see your reaction without you knowing about Wizard. Oh yeah, about the death. He's one of my favourite characters too. Yeah, that sucks. It's a shame. Are you going to react to Shadow and Bone? I'd love to see it because of your love for Kaz and Inej. Maybe. Maybe that's what I'm doing next. Maybe. I mean, like doing next is in like a similar vein to how I tackled Heartstopper. I think it's not like my main next big show, because obviously Shadow and Bone's only like 8 episodes, but But yeah, I'm obsessed with Kaz and Inej. I genuinely think Kaz is one of the best written characters ever. I genuinely think he's so interesting. But I love all the crows, So I am really excited to check out Shadow and Bone because I love the crows, and I'm kind of getting stuff that I haven't really seen because I think it's set before we see them in the books, and I don't know about the whole actual Shadow and Bone storyline with everything else. So that's going to be a surprise to me when I finally check that out. Hello, Loco. Hello, Joe. Just realised your hoodie's Uncanny X-Men yellow. That is awesome. Yes, it is an X-Men hoodie, and they're all on the back. I bought it because Gambit is on the back, and Gambit's my favourite X-Man. I don't see things around that much with Gambit on, so I was like, yes, having that, please. Quite expensive, but you put Gambit on something, I'm going to buy it. Multiverse of Madness next week. I'm so excited. I can't wait. Cannot wait. I'm seeing it at 5:30 p.m. on opening day. I'm hyped. Are you planning to react to Xena? I am. The plan is, the next big thing is Hercules and Xena. Like my next long-running thing to replace Buffyverse. So I do want to give it a go. I do have some like Hercules movies to finish watching first, I think. Then I'll try and get into it. The thing is, like, if it's not viable to do YouTube reactions for it, because I know some people have struggled with copyright and stuff, that's going to be, like, weighing up whether or not I can do it long term. We're going to have to wait and see. So that is the plan. I'm going to start doing that, and we'll just see how it goes from there. I'm not going to know if it's going to be a feasible thing to do unless I actually get some reactions out there. So we'll see. I still have my old Mario Kart handheld game from 1983. I should probably stick some batteries in it to see if it worked. That'd be cool if it did. Have you seen any Devon Bostick movies or shows after the 100? I don't think I have, actually. I still need to watch the Diary of the Wimpy Kid films that he was in, because he was in like the original films they made, wasn't he? He was Roderick. And I loved those books growing up. What's he been in recently? I remember seeing him be cast in something, because I do follow him on social media. Oh yes, I saw he got cast in that Oppenheimer, is it called? Oppenheimer? The new Christopher Nolan film. That's what I saw recently. He was cast in that. So I'm almost certainly going to go and watch that. So I'll see him in that for sure. But I'm glad he got cast in like a big deal film like that, because he deserves it. He's a fantastic actor. Have you heard about Suspicion? It's an Apple TV mystery with Elizabeth Henstridge in the main cast. I've only seen the first episode, but it's really good so far. Yes, I have watched Suspicion. Watching it along with some friends as it came out week to week. It was quite good. I did enjoy it. Shadow and Bone coming to Patreon soon. Wink, wink. It will be. Yeah, there will be full reactions to it when I get around to doing it. And I do want to do it soon for self-care reasons, because I really, really want to see that show. I'm so hyped after reading the Six of Crows books. You can definitely make private lobbies Mario Kart. Would be fun, I think. We can give it a go maybe at some point. I wouldn't say no to that. You can probably, my hubris will get to me, and I'll be deeply humbled when I realise I'm not actually particularly great at it and everyone trashes me. But that's the fun of it. Ever consider watching the Bates Motel series? So incredibly good acting there and more. I did. I did a reaction to the first episode for Halloween a few years back. Got it uploaded and everything. Set like a premiere event for it, because it was part of like a Halloween week of stuff that I was doing. And it was up for 3 weeks, absolutely fine, ready to publish on that day. The day before it was meant to publish, they blocked it. And all my continuous attempts to get it up again failed. So I was planning on doing that as like a main series show, but copyright just would not give me a break. So sadly I couldn't do it. I think I did post a video about it and like did a link to the edited down reaction I did for it. I think. I can't remember now. I can look it up. I don't know why I'm like, oh, I think I did this. I can have a look. But yeah, I only ever saw the pilot of it. But yeah, it was very good. Yeah, I did post a video like redirecting people to it. So yeah. If you want to watch my reaction to the first one from 2 years ago, just search Liam Duke Bates Motel. About to watch all of your Moon Knight reactions. Oh, enjoy. Do you watch other reactors watch Shadowhunters, Stranger Things, and The 100? I do, yes. If there's a new Shadowhunters watch, like reactor that comes up, I'll always watch them, because I love Shadowhunters reactions. Yeah. If people do shows that I enjoy, I do tend to get very particular about which ones I watch, because I don't know how people do it. Like, I have utmost respect for people who can keep up with like more than 4 or 5 reactors, because I'm like, oh my goodness. But yeah, a lot of the time I don't have the time, because I'm trying to focus on my own stuff. But you know, there are some special reactors in my heart that I'm like, for you uploading, I'm watching you right now, or like, oh, you're watching this show, I am subscribing to you right now. We'll be seeing Arcane put you through the ringer. You will eventually, yes. That's also very much on the plans. One of my cousins was kind of at me saying, you need to do Arcane, you need to do Arcane. If you like Christopher Nolan films, you should watch Coherence sometime. It's a low-budget, good movie featuring Nicholas Brendon, and it's quite good. No spoilers. Let's hope it's coherent. Aha. Or maybe it's not coherent, and that's the ironic thing about the title. I don't know. I'm not Christopher Nolan. Speaking of actors for characters you loved and shows are in, have you ever heard of or watched Person of Interest? I haven't. I do know who you're referring to, because everyone in the comments was saying, if you like this, you need to watch her in this. And I do believe I have Patreon requests to start it. Let me get my Patreon list out of things. Yeah, I've at least got the pilot to watch. Look at my long list of things I still haven't done for Patreon. Slowly but surely, kind of trying to make my way through them, but it's just so much, and it will take so long. By the time I actually do something, another month has passed, and some people have requested new stuff, so I don't know if I can ever really catch up with it. But I'm trying. It's also about finding the obscure things people want me to watch. I struggle with that sometimes. It takes ages to track them down. Ironically, I've never seen a full episode of Shadowhunters, but I've watched a lot of Shadowhunters reactions. That's quite fair. I think I've done that with shows that have intrigued me before. Like if I want to get caught up on something, or if there's a show I've stopped watching myself, but I still want to know what's happening, I might watch someone's reaction to like the latest episodes and stuff. I think it's a good way of keeping up if you don't have the time to like fully commit to it. It's a shame about Bates Motel blocking. I just recently watched your Dollhouse reactions, another interesting series that sort of ended too soon, I guess. Yeah. Dollhouse was good fun, actually. That feels like so long ago now, doing Dollhouse. I remember dropping all of season 1 of Dollhouse on one day, and I got someone messaging me moaning that I dropped them all on one day. I'm like, how am I supposed to watch all these? I'm like, in your own time. They're not going anywhere. Very weird. People will get mad about anything, really, won't they? I'm very picky about reactors, but if I do like their videos, I can watch them react to anything. That's nice. Very wholesome. Ewan McGregor, is that you? Where? Ewan, if you're in here, you have to tell me. Tried watching Shadowhunters, but just couldn't get past season 1. Think of trying to vicariously enjoy it through reactions. That might be the way to do season 1, to be honest. Like, trust me, season 2 and 3 are so much better. They get new showrunners. Season 1's very kind of corny. I wonder if you like The Magicians. I have heard good things about The Magicians. That was on my shortlist when I started Buffy. Have you seen the movie Cabin in the Woods or the Scream series? I've not, no. None of those. I spend more time watching reactions to films and TV shows than I do watching films and TV shows. What's wrong with me? I mean, that's fair. That's absolutely fair. I spent a whole day the other day just watching reactions to The End of Time Part 2 on Doctor Who. So I'd watched it recently with my friend Connor, because we do a series on his channel where we review Doctor Who. We watch The End of Time. I just like, I remember watching like Seska Says' reaction to this way back when. Oh no, I've watched that, and now I'm watching Blind Waves, and now I'm watching all these reactors react to it. It's how they get you. It's how YouTube gets you. A straight guy reacting to a queer show is awesome. Thanks so much. Thank you, Alan. That's very kind of you to donate. I hope you enjoyed the reactions. Ewan McGregor's ghost. Hello there. We'll be reacting to Orphan Black before She-Hulk comes out. Tatiana Maslany is magic. I've actually seen the first episode. That's on Patreon. And I do have another couple of episodes of that to do. So yeah. I have kind of seen her in it. I've only the first episode. But definitely not time, unless I watched it in my own time, to watch Orphan Black before She-Hulk, I think, at this point. But I've heard great things about her as an actress, so I'm sure she'll be great. With your amazing analysing skills, I'd seriously would love to see your reactions and opinions to the old and new Twin Peaks series, but they're getting blocked here too. So, yeah, I was also very tempted to do Twin Peaks, but I know Seska says, in particular, she really struggled in the end with the copyright and had to give up. So yeah, it's probably not something that I can do on YouTube, but maybe for Patreon one day. It does seem like it'd be my kind of thing. Hold up, you really haven't seen Cabin in the Woods? For some reason I thought you had. I've seen a few bits and pieces of it. I kind of am aware of like its whole deal. I just haven't actually sat down and watched the full film. You watch Your Internet Mom Ash. That sounds familiar to me. Oh, I don't think I have seen her stuff, actually. I recognise her. I've definitely seen, like, clips of her in compilations and stuff, I guess. Oh, Euphoria. She reacts to Euphoria a lot. Okay. I still need to see, I still need to watch Euphoria. Do you know when you're going to do Chaos Bleeds again? Probably as part of like my big charity live stream that I'm planning for Buffyverse. I'm planning to like take up a few hours with it, playing that. I don't typically watch reactions to shows I haven't seen, but I like your stuff and watched your first couple Heartstopper vids and then obsessed. Obsessed with the reactions or the show? Hopefully both. But yeah, I've had a few people message me like saying like, oh, I saw you reacted to this, so I checked it out and I really liked it, so thanks. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Shadowhunters, I've gotten a lot of people into that just because people who are subscribed to me have seen I've reacted to it and seen me talk about them. So it's good that, you can introduce people to new shows like that. And I've been introduced to new shows like that from seeing people. A lot of good shows suffer from rocky opening episodes or seasons, and it sucks that newcomers get turned off before the show can find its footing, but them's the breaks. Yeah, exactly that. You can't really blame them. Like, if they've given it a good go and they're like, no, this isn't for me, I think it's fair enough. Because, like, I know how incredible Shadowhunters is as a show, but if people are like, oh, I stopped during season 1, I couldn't do it, I'm like, well, no, yeah, that's fair. Because season 1 is, a tough adjustment. Personally, I didn't mind it, but I do think it gets 1,000 times better in season 2 and 3. A lot of the time it's because I really like a reactor, even if not too much a fan of the show. I love that people can do that. Have you watched the YouTube channel Dylan's in Trouble? He does a lot of stuff, but mostly does movie comedies. I've definitely seen a few videos of Dylan's in Trouble. That name I definitely recognise. Have you seen or heard about Warehouse 13? I have. I think I've got a few recommendations for that before, for sure. Orphan Black's amazing, but I also need to take breaks between episodes sometimes because it can get really intense. Yeah, I'm not quite in the mood for something intense just yet. Maybe you could do Cabin in the Woods for Halloween. That's true. You're not wrong. I could do that. 6 months away, it will soon be upon us. I liked your Heartstoppers reaction videos. Thank you, Justin. I'm glad you enjoyed them. I had an absolute blast making them. Spending more time watching reactions than new things is my peak mental illness thing to do, so I relate. Yeah. I do find it quite tough to start new shows. It's even tougher to start new shows not reacting to them, because I feel like I should be reacting to them. which is my experience when I watched the first episode of Shadow and Bone. I was like, no, I need to stop now because I'm reacting to this because this is really good. I can't just sit and watch stuff now. If I'm in a cinema watching a film, I can pay attention to it. But if I'm just trying to casually watch a film at home, I really struggle now. I have to take breaks. Don't know what's happened to me in like the past couple of years, but... Have you seen Peacemaker? I have seen Peacemaker. I really enjoyed Peacemaker. Orphan Black was one of the shows that gave me anxiety attacks when an episode ended. Oh god. Both, lol. Okay, I'm glad you were obsessed with both. Still haven't forgiven you for introducing me to Haunting of Hill House. Oh no, I'm sorry, of all the shows. Oh god. I mean, if you're big into horror, then you're welcome, but the fact that you haven't forgiven me makes me think you were probably quite traumatised by it. I mean, I too was traumatised by it, but what a bloody good show. God, I loved Haunting of Hill House. Ever seen The Mummy or Interview with the Vampire? I could see you enjoy those. I've seen The Mummy. I haven't seen Interview with the Vampire. I believe I mooted the idea on Twitter of you doing reaction videos of you reading to the Buffy Angel continuation comics. Any thoughts? I still don't know like what format I need to take with that. I'm still trying to work it out. I just don't know if like me just reading them out, is that boring or... You know, I don't know. Jury's still out. Here's a random suggestion for a light-hearted TV series, Mork and Mindy. Is that, is Robin Williams in that? That seems to feel, familiar. I was on the fence about watching Heartstopper, but I saw you were reacting to it and I wanted to watch with you, so I binged it, lol. I regret nothing. Yeah, so good. Hello, just want to say I loved your Heartstopper reactions and now I'm staying here for your Moon Knight reactions. You're really cool. Thank you, The Mandalorian. I know you're really cool as well, because your username is The Mandalorian, and The Mandalorian is very cool. Avatar The Last Airbender reactions. Yes, I need to get back into those as well. Best episodes of The 100 and The Walking Dead. Ooh, God. See, The 100 kind of bleeds into one for me now. I can't really remember individual episodes that I love. I liked the big... I think it's called... is it called Nevermind? In season 6? I really enjoyed that. I remember that being very good in particular. But like in terms of like individual episodes, I can never quite remember. The Other Side is traumatizing, but also very good. The Walking Dead. The Grove is pretty high up there. Killer Within. What Comes After. Lots of good ones. I'll try Shadowhunters Season 2 as long as I don't want to throttle some of the characters out of sheer frustration. I could do campy fun, but I have to connect with the characters. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think, yeah. Definitely if you get a few episodes into Season 2. A few episodes. Yeah, maybe like... If you're still like near halfway through the season and you're like, I'm not connected with any of them, maybe it's just not going to be for you. But I definitely think you do a better job connecting with the characters in 2 and 3. They definitely lean more towards characters rather than plot, I think, in season 2 and 3, which might have been season 1's downfall a bit. Interview with the Vampire would be another great Halloween treat. Good to know. You should react to The Haunting from 1963, which is a more direct adaptation of the Haunting of Hill House book. Interesting. Hercules and Xena deliver light-hearted humour and serious drama in roughly equal measure, so there's that. Well, that's good. Oh, dear. Do you think Buffy should be rebooted? P.S. Love you. Thank you, Paul. I mean, never say never. Just depends, really, doesn't it? And then there's like talk of it coming back with like a different Slayer, and I personally I think that's the way to go. I wouldn't want them to just remake it. But we'll see. I feel like the talk of that revival is probably pretty much dead at this point anyway, but you never know. I could see it happening at some point. I feel like it's probably inevitable that someone will try actively to do that. But yeah, I don't think it's been so long since we've heard anything about that potential reboot, and a lot's happened in regards to people working on Buffy and stuff since then. I don't know if that's something that they want to draw attention to right now. Do you still play Animal Crossing? Bits and pieces, every now and again. Only like every few months I'll kind of check in on everyone, make sure they're not dead. But yeah, not like actively playing it every day. Like, it's the Animal Crossing thing, isn't it? You play it solidly for months, then you go months without playing it, then you play it solidly for months again. So I'm sure I'll get back into playing it every day again at some point. If you're looking for something light-hearted, I know you mentioned Golden Girls a while ago, but have you ever thought about the Gilmore Girls? I haven't thought about Gilmore Girls, to be honest. Again, not really a show that I've ever really considered doing, because I just don't think, from what I've seen of it, I'm like, I don't know if this is my kind of thing. But, you know, Heartstopper proved me wrong, so who can say? If you ever react to Twin Peaks on Patreon, I'll be there. Made a friend of mine watch it who hates to watch any kind of TV series, and I so enjoyed watching his head explode multiple times. So, okay. Interesting. I think my Animal Crossing villages are all long dead by now, rest in peace. Yeah, my island's probably like flooded and long since destroyed. Speaking of video games, what kind of games do you like to play, aside from the ones we already know, like Mario Kart and Sims? I've really gotten into like Soulsborne games, like Dark Souls, Bloodborne, so I'm still playing Elden Ring a lot. When I finish that, I want to play Dark Souls 3. I can't actually play Elden Ring at the minute, or any PS5 games, because my controller broke. It kind of has, it's the famous complaint with that Nintendo Switch, where eventually like you get Joy-Con drift, and it just like sends the thing to like the left. If you like playing with a character, it'll just walk to the left, and you're not even moving the thing. I've got that on my PS5 controller. PS5 controllers are very expensive, and you can't play, you can't play PS5 games with a PS4 controller. So sadly, I haven't been able to play more of that or Ghost of Tsushima or anything like that for a little while, and I can't really currently afford to fork out for another controller just yet, so I'm holding out for that. But yeah, what else did I get? I mean, Legend of Zelda, I've probably talked about that a lot. That's my favourite game series of all time. But I have played a few of those on the channel, so... what other games do I like? I really like the Phoenix Wright games, Ace Attorney. They're really good fun. And the Batman Arkham games, but again, I played those on the channel, so... Suddenly I have the urge to dig up the Aaron Spelling vampire show Kindred the Embraced, because it's just taking something and putting it in the wrong hands. Ooh. Have you ever considered making a second channel for other things, or have you always stuck your mind to just do everything on the one? I prefer having it all on one, personally. It then does obviously mean that there's going to be, if people are there like just for the gaming stuff or just for this one particular style of video, there's going to be then a lot of content coming out that's not for them, they're not appealing, which I'm sure is frustrating. But having like a separate like TV channel, and then I do reactions here, I do video games on this one. I feel like if I did that, I would just know. I feel like I'm just neglecting one or the other at any one time if I'm doing something else, and I don't want to split myself between too many different things. I don't want to get disheartened when things don't do so well, and I don't know. It's never been something that I've really considered doing. It'd have to be something wildly different. I'd like to do like, I've written scripts for like short films and stuff like that I'd love to do, and maybe that would be the kind of thing that I would do separately. I don't know. It's not really something that I've ever considered. I kind of personally like having everything that I've made put onto one channel. try the Gilmore Girls pilot if you have the time. Has someone ever recommended Gilmore Girls on Patreon? I don't know if I have to do it. It might even be requested at this point for Patreon. I don't know. Not currently on this. I think it's the only show in the world that's not on there, but maybe. Again, never say never. Would love to see a reaction to Roswell. I've gotten a few requests for Roswell, I think. Is the rate for Breath of the Wild 2 killing you as much as it's killing me? PS Elden Ring is one of the only games that's ever made me consider buying a console for one game. Yeah, that's fair. It's a huge game. Elden Ring is basically like 3 games worth of content in one. I've barely scratched the surface of it, really. But yeah, I'm very sad that Breath of the Wild 2 isn't coming out this year. It's going to be next year now. But, you know, it's going to mean the better game for it in the end. And, you know, the wait between Breath of the Wild 1 and Breath of the Wild 2 is still going to be shorter than the wait for Breath of the Wild was. So I can live with it. I didn't think it was going to be coming out this year anyway, because we just hadn't heard anything. But yeah, I want it. I want it. Breath of the Wild's my favourite game of all time, so I'm just, you know, anxiously awaiting the sequel. I would honestly love to see your own original shorts, just your observations on other TV shows and movies. You have such great ideas. Thank you. I did a lot of writing in lockdown, and I'd have been like playing someone who was just like on his own during lockdown and slowly going a bit more and more insane, I think was kind of where I was going with it. But I don't know, I feel like I've kind of missed the boat on making that more relevant now. Unless we go into full lockdown again, which I hope we don't. But yeah, I'd like to do something like that. I would like to, you know, do a bit more acting. Did you say you would do the Golden Girls once Angel was over? Very excited if so. I am doing the Golden Girls at some point. It's going to be like... It was more so to replace like Harley Quinn, which is like on every Saturday. But yeah, it will be coming at some point. I've got the first few filmed. You want to know how long ago I started filming Golden Girls? Betty White was still alive when I started filming Golden Girls. So I think it's episode 5 or 6. I'm like... So Betty White just died, which is, you know, fun. Not at all fun. So, you know, I started Gilmore Girls and then Betty White died. So I do apologise, Betty. I did kill Betty White. That's fine. But yeah, it will be coming at some point. Copyright doesn't seem to be an issue in terms of like getting it on YouTube. So I'm sure I'll find the time. Just waiting for the right moment to start that. I want to get quite far ahead of it before I can guarantee that I'm posting it weekly. If you've never played it before, the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remaster for the Switch is an amazing game. Yes, I do want to try that actually. I saw that it got like a remaster. That's going to be my way of getting it. Liam Caddison's here. Hello there. General Caddison. How are you, Mr. Caddison? Have you ever played any of the Kingdom Hearts games? I got back into them after the trailer for 4 dropped. I haven't, no. Again, it's a series that I feel like I would enjoy, but I've never quite gotten into yet. What genres do you typically write? By your way, your insightful and intelligent commentary drew me to your channel, so I bet your stuff is great. Thank you, Eddie. That's incredibly kind of you to say. I don't know what. I do like if I'm acting myself, I do prefer doing like more serious stuff. But there will be like some quirky kind of comedy bits in there. I like to do like comedic skits. So I think I'm bloody hilarious. No, I don't. But yeah, I just enjoy writing things. I found that with uni really. When I started uni, I was like, yes, I really enjoy acting. This is what I want to do with my life. Gonna give it a go. You know, screw the fact that it's probably never going to happen for me because, you know, it's an incredibly tough industry to get into. And while I still very much love acting, I've really got into the writing and directing side of it, doing it for uni as well. So you had to write and direct as part of my particular uni course. So I appreciate all of it now. I can just enjoy doing all the bits and pieces. So I love writing scripts and everything. I mean, I always wrote scripts when I was little anyway. I've got a Doctor Who episode stashed away. That should I ever take over the show one day, I've got a script good to go already. Just, maybe rewrite it a bit, considering who the Doctor might be. But, that's quite a scary one. I'd like to think it's a scary one. Betty White was one badass motherfucker. She was. So sad when she died. Have you seen X-Files? I've seen the revival, because my dad was very excited for the revival, so I watched it with him. I haven't seen the original run. I am going to start that for Patreon. Well, I'm going to do the first episode for Patreon, because someone requested that on Patreon. So I'm at least doing the first episode. Do you consider reading the Angel Season 6 comic book? I got it back then, but I never really finished reading it. Not that it was bad or anything. Guess I'm just not into comics, really. I do want to cover the comics at some point. I'm still just trying to work out a format to do it. Are you enjoying Golden Girls? I know some of the jokes are quite dated. Yeah, some things haven't aged well with Golden Girls. But, you do, I guess, have to approach it knowing that. But I still think it's hilarious. I think it's really funny. Dorothy just fucking kills me. Every single episode, she just kills me. How am I? Well, after watching the Supernatural Season 1 finale, processing. It's fine. There's no more pain after that. I'm pretty sure it's a pain-free show for the following 14 seasons. From what I remember, I don't think there's any trauma whatsoever. You don't even need to worry. Just don't worry at all. Not even a little bit. Not at all. No, you'll be absolutely fine. What's your favourite ever comic book series? Do you have one, or is it more comic characters? I think it's more characters for me. I don't actually read comics that much. I've never really read a full. The only full series of a comic that I've read is Red Hood and the Outlaws, the 2011 run, which I thought had a very, very strong first half and a very strange, weird second half. But that's a big part of where my love of the Red Hood character came from, was that run of comics. So I've got a complete kind of collection of them now. So they're great. And also the recent run of Raven, Beast Boy Loves Raven. Those, Gabriel Piccolo, I think is the name of the artist who does them. I can't remember who writes the scripts. It's something... Kimi Garcia? Kimi Garcia. Or Camille Garcia, sorry. They do a run of Teen Titans comics. They're building up to Teen Titans. But they did Raven first, like a Raven solo book, then Beast Boy Loves Raven, where those two meet. And I think Robin is the next one they're doing. And then they're doing Starfire, and then they're probably going to do a big Teen Titans thing. But they're great. I love those so much. I can't wait for more of those. But yeah. I do oddly lean more in towards reading DC stuff if I'm ever going to read comics, which is strange. I mean, it's not strange because I like DC as much as Marvel, but yeah. First Knights of the Old Republic games, the definitive Star Wars experience for me. Oh wow. Yeah, Supernatural's really sweet, fun comedy after season 1. No pain or anything, pure fluff. Exactly that. Dorothy's such a savage, I want to be her when I grow up. Yeah, just some of her lines are just so great. Golden Girls pilot even described Dorothy as a B. Arthur type, although they didn't initially think they could get the legend herself. That's funny. For people looking to get into comics, I always recommend Astro City. It's neither DC nor Marvel. Interesting. Astro City. I did see something the other day. Oh, what was the series called? I can't remember now. It's going to bug me. It's one of the gaming YouTube channels I follow called Eurogamer. There's a woman on there called Aoife. She always goes on about this comic series that she loves. Oh, I just had it on the tip of my tongue. It's just gone. Oh, Saga. Is it called Saga? It might be Saga. Well, that doesn't sound right now. Oh no, maybe that's it. I can't remember. It's something like that. And she was a huge fan of that, so I might want to give those a go as well. If you could cast a 14th Doctor, who would it be and why? It would be me, because I would love to do it. But seriousness, based on the rumours we've been getting, I'd cast Rakri Thakrar, because I think she's great. But yeah, I don't really have a horse in the race at the minute. So I'm content knowing that they're going to be good. Cami Garcia wrote an X-Files book. It was really great. Yeah, her writing's superb. And then matched with Gabriel's art, it's just, what a combination. I love it so much. I mean, I was already a huge fan of Beast Boy and Teen Titans anyway, as like characters and stuff. As if you watch my Titans reactions, you well know, Beast Boy is one of, if not my favourite DC character. And yeah, that series of books just made me love them even more. I've long wanted Richard Ayoade to be the Doctor. Yeah, he's a popular choice, isn't he? His name comes up every time someone quits. So maybe one day. You never know. Someone told me I gave them like vibes of Moss from the IT Crowd once. I've never actually seen the IT Crowd, so I don't know if it's a good thing or not. Although I know he's like a massive like nerd, isn't he? So it's probably correct and accurate. Oh well. God. Suddenly got loads of notifications come through. I've every time I go live, suddenly like my phone now comes alive, and I'm like, what on earth? You do give off Moss vibes. It's a compliment. He's great. Okay, good. I'm glad. See, there's my phone again. Did you hear it vibrate? Not a peep from anyone when I'm not streaming. Ever. Just mute it. Okay, how long have we been going for now? Nearly an hour. Yeah, okay. Probably go for till maybe 9:30 my time, so another 50 minutes or so. Because I still actually need to eat, which is probably a good thing for me to do. I recommend eating. I don't know about you. Don't know if anyone's like ever discovered it, but eating's actually quite good. Then what am I doing tomorrow? I really need to clean my flat tomorrow. I don't know if I can film anything tomorrow. Maybe after that. But then I'm out tomorrow evening. Then I'm away in London this weekend. So I'm watching Les Mis with my sister. Visiting my sister in London. And then, yeah, I'll come back on Sunday. And then get back into the swing of things. Hopefully next week will be when I do the Angel review. I'll try and collate more notes for that. Did you just mention the Saga comics? I love them. I'm way behind, but got on board in the early days. Yes, I did mention them. It was just a recommendation that I saw, a gaming YouTube channel that I follow. Really highly recommend. So I thought maybe I should check that out at some point. If you're really into writing, just go for it. Granted, it's probably really hard to set foot into the industry for reals, but with your obviously creative mind, you just never know. That's very kind of you to say. I'd like to think I'm creative, but for people to actually say, yeah, you are, is actually not used to that, so thank you. Getting lots of compliments. I'm very bad at accepting compliments, so thank you. That was another thing about people with the Heartstopper videos. They were very complimentary of me. Like, very thirsty fandom. Like, oh wow. Some Harmony love in the chat. I love Harmony. Underserved, I think, is fair, for sure. Don't want to go too much, just in case some people who haven't seen up to that yet are still in the chat. Current London production of Les Mis is great. They've done some really clever things with staging. Enjoy. Awesome. Yeah, I've seen the film when that came out. I saw that once, and I haven't really engaged with it since. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with it on stage. I'm sorry, I try and tell you you're greatless. Oh no, I'm greatless. Everyone, I'm greatless. But yeah, please do. Like, humble me. Tell me how terrible I am. Haven't had enough of that in the past 4 years I've been doing this. 5 years now. 5 years. God. Goodness. Harmony deserved her own spin-off, to be honest. Can you imagine? Just logged in, been following your reactions since WandaVision. Awesome. Thanks for sticking around. That's over a year ago now. Oh, God. I'm gonna rewatch WandaVision this week in prep for Multiverse of Madness. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. I've really enjoyed Moon Knight, but WandaVision is still my favourite of the Disney Plus shows, I think. Happy to see you cover Heartstopper. It was so good. The fact you weren't that familiar with the book was great. Yes. I've had a lot of people say that. It was nice to be really, really surprised by where the story went. As is often the case with things I react to, obviously, but you know, I didn't realise like how popular, like how many people who would be watching the show had read the novels and stuff. But yeah, they're very good. I binge read them all today. You've been doing this for so long that I don't even remember what made me start watching your reactions. I don't know what makes people start watching them either, to be honest. God knows. Stranger Things is what I started with. Then I did Walking Dead and Shadowhunters. That was basically my first year. And then it was Buffy, Firefly, Once Upon a Time, The 100. That kind of took me up to this point, really. A lot of the reactions were of Heartstoppers who are familiar with the book, so there were expectations and inside knowledge. Ah, interesting. Can't say I've checked out many other reactions to it yet, but I should. I've watched Abnormally Adams, because Adam is insanely hilarious. Always had a soft spot for Wanda and Vision, but WandaVision finally gave them the great stories they deserved. Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I really liked Wanda anyway. Wanda, I've always thought she was so cool, and I loved her powers and everything. Vision I thought was fine. You know, I liked him enough. I didn't really buy them in Infinity War, like them being together. I was like, I don't feel like they've really built that up well enough. But WandaVision finally really justified that and cemented that relationship as something really cool. And made me like Vision even more. So, yeah, very thankful for that. Your reactions are great. That's why we watch you. I came here for Shadowhunters, and then you hooked me after that with Buffy. Awesome. You have excellent taste in shows. I miss Shadowhunters so much. Can you believe like the show's been off air for as long as it was on air for now? That's nuts to me. I need to catch up on the podcast actually that Cat and Dawn have started. Their rewatch podcast. I discovered reaction videos were a thing, liked them, and found you were among the most enjoyable. Thank you, Lord Hyena. You are like an OG, I think. You know, a long member of the community, Lord Hyena. You can be our Mr. Great Moon Knight reference. God, the finale next week to that as well. My goodness. Is it Miss Marvel? Is that the next show after Moon Knight? I don't even know. I find it hard to keep up. There's so many shows now. I'm not saying I'm a Wanda stan, but I will write my master's thesis about WandaVision. I mean, that's fair enough. I wrote a video essay about WandaVision and like his exploration of grief and stuff, but I never got around to actually making it. I captured the footage for it and everything, and I never actually got around to editing it. Maybe I should see if I can nice to have that script somewhere and actually make that. Would have been a good thing to do for like the 1 year anniversary of it, but never mind. Missed that boat. That's something to do, I guess. I'd love to do more video essays, but they're just so time consuming. But yeah, I think that's fair. Write about things you're passionate about. I wrote an essay about Shadowhunters at uni. It's one of my best grades, I think. Okay, I think we'll go for like another 5-ish or so minutes. Then I'll let you go about your days. / nights. / evenings. / mornings. But yeah, if there is anyone here from like who's like recently found the channel like the past couple of days, so I've got like 160 or so new subscribers from Heartstopper, which is my biggest jump in ages. I've just been stuck on like 1.1k for the past year. Sometimes I'd sneak in to 1.2 and then it would go back down. About 40 people unsubscribed when I finished Angel, which I was expecting to lose subscribers, and I did. So I'm glad I kind of had Heartstopper to fill the void and then some. So it feels nice to have made some significant progress again for the first time in about a year, like numbers wise on subscribers. Just suddenly, I just stopped getting subscribers quite suddenly. I think it's kind of an algorithm thing. Yeah. Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver has always been my favourite Marvel characters, so I've had mixed feelings about what the MCU has done with them. Yeah, I guess it's a nerve-wracking thing, isn't it, when you love characters so much and, you know, they then adapt them to live action. And God, I hope I like them. So, you know, I always loved Gambit, as I talked about earlier. He's my favourite X-Men member and one of my favourite comic book characters. You know, growing up with the cartoon, Gambit was always my favourite. I loved him. So cool. And, you know, I do think he was the best part of X-Men Origins Wolverine, probably. But, you know, I was like, oh, it's not my Gambit. And, you know, should we get a Gambit in the MCU at some point? You know, I'm kind of a bit nervous about that. Obviously, it was going to be Channing Tatum for years, and then, whoops. Miss Marvel in June. Okay. Can't remember what I saw from you first, but your love for S.H.I.E.L.D. is what made me stay. My favourite show still doesn't get enough love. P.S. I love to see a WandaVision essay. Yeah. Got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Another show I dearly, dearly miss and can't believe it's been nearly 2 years. In 4 months, I think. That would have been 2 years since that finished. Like, where's the time gone? What the hell? Lockdown was still like early days-ish, I think, when S.H.I.E.L.D. was coming back. You planning on reaction to Arcane? Yes, eventually. I don't know when. Years after watching the Angel series, I came to the late conclusion that the one big screw up that happened structure-wise was Cordelia missing during the last season. Yeah, I think that's fair. It took me almost 20 years plus your analysis, but hey. Never underestimate the viewer power of the gaze. Truly a power unlike anything. $40, that's not even a lot. That's awesome. Yeah, I was expecting worse, to be honest, so I was glad of it. I don't get why people unsub at the end of a show. If they like your reactions, why not see what shows you do after? I mean, I don't know. Maybe if they only watch reactions to a certain show and they're not interested in anything else, maybe they just know that that's going to be it. I'm not sure. But, you know, it's not like I'm never going to do Buffyverse content ever again. But, you know, to each their own, I guess. I'm curious as to whether you'd ever react to Fringe, easily my favourite show. If you've seen Lost and enjoyed it, you'd like it. Arguably, Fringe is the better show. I've not seen Fringe or Lost. I know how Lost ends, but I don't know anything about Fringe, so you never know. Actually, I am starting Fringe on Patreon. I've got requests for the first 3 episodes. I've just seen it on my list. So yeah, don't know if that'll ever come to YouTube, but I'm at least doing the first 3 of that. I got requested by Patreon at some point. Been trying to get Liam to watch Lost, but he's stubborn. Fringe would be nice to see him react to. Stubborn little bean. Missing Agents so much. Oh. Can't believe it. It's about time I break out my Deke cosplay again from 707. Which Marvel character would you like to be in the MCU? I mean, for me, speaking like as my favourite X-Men, I like to see what the MCU does with Gambit. Hey Liam, just started my Bloodborne New Game +5 today. Been putting it off for ages, but your run gave me the urge to play. Awesome. I'm hoping you're enjoying it. I'm on New Game +3, I think, at the minute. Yeah. Just what have I gotten up to on that? I think I've just beaten the Witches of Henwick. But yeah, bloody tough. But yeah, I love that game so much. Bloodborne's very quickly become one of my favourite games of all time. And we're only halfway through my Let's Play series on the channel. There's still another 8 to go, so enjoy that. All 20 of you. I've repressed Lost. Oh dear. If you ever get to season 2 of Bridgerton, maybe do reactions if you have time. It's easily the superior season and people are still hyped about it. May get a lot of eyes on it. Interesting. Again, that'd be something different for me to do reactions for. I still haven't finished season 1. I'm still on episode 3 of season 1, I think. So maybe I could even do like the last episode of season 1 and then go into season 2. I don't know. So yeah, maybe. Never say never. Oh, hello, Liam and all. Hello, Luna. Hard to find a good Cajun accent for Gambit, maybe. I think that's probably like the key thing, isn't it? That's something you need to get right. You don't want it to be like, you know, a stereotype or like an interpretation. You don't want it to be accurate. Which might be a reason they just refrain from using him, and I will get very sad. But you know, God knows what they're going to be doing with X-Men anyway. Who knows what their plans are. Did I see someone mention Fringe? It's my all-time favourite show, and it is basically everything you could ever want in a TV show. Oh wow, praise indeed. What's your cat's name? My cat's name is Millie. Sadly, doesn't live with me anymore. She moved away with my dad. It's just me here. Lonely little palace. But yeah, she's doing fine. She's okay. Haven't seen her in a while. I was supposed to visit just before Easter, but Dad got COVID, so I couldn't go. So I haven't seen her best part of a year now, I think. Alice Plays is currently reacting to Fringe after finishing Lost. If you guys in the chat want the new reactor. There you go. New recommendation for you. Every reactor's covering it. Someone's favourite show at any one time, I think. That's the beauty of it, you know, of there being a lot of people. One of the few good things about there being so many reaction channels nowadays is that normally there is someone watching something. Every show ever. We should go back and react to some old school sci-fi. Oh, what old school sci-fi is the thing? Have you watched Arcane? I haven't yet. I am starting it. Seems to be a popular question. Maybe Charmed, not the dreadful new one. I have actually watched the first episode of Charmed on Patreon. Again, that's something I might consider to do like as a main full series eventually. But I have seen the first one. I watched all of Buffy so many years ago, but never finished Angel. Is it worth it? I think I got to season 2. Absolutely worth it. It's fantastic. Definitely, keep going with it. Glad you reacted to Heartstopper. I loved it. Want to read the graphic novels now. Highly recommend the graphic novels. I got them today. They're very good. If you don't want to get spoiled for like what may come in the future, just read the first 2 volumes because that covers season 1 basically. Are you still in school? Oh no. God, I wish I was still in school. I wish I was still young enough to still be in school. No. I left school in 2013. Then I did 3 years at college, 3 years at uni, and then this is like my 3rd year doing this now, I think, solo. What the heck? Dark Angel or Roswell. Yeah, I've definitely got requests for that in the past. Being Human. Is that old school sci-fi? I thought that's very recent, right? Charmed! I'm intrigued on checking that out in a few weeks. Yeah, I'm sure we'll both enjoy Charmed. Hey, stumbled upon your channel. I was going to watch your entire Heartstopper reaction. I hope you enjoy. I've already run over what I said I was going to do, so well done, Liam. You've done well. But I've been going for like an hour and 20 now. I think we're going to start wrapping it up. If you have any burning questions, do send them my way very quickly. But yes. Okay then, folks. Thank you all for being here. It's been a while, I think, since I've done just a sit down and talk live stream like this. Should do them more often, really, but I do tend to do these when I'm not really feeling up to recording. I had a bit of a morning. I was just like, I don't know if I'm up to anything today, so I thought I'd do this. I mean, here we are. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for your questions and all your support and all your love. Particularly people who've enjoyed Heartstopper recently, thank you very much. Who've enjoyed the End of Angel, thank you very much. And all your suggestions and excitement for like future stuff is very, very gratifying to me and helps ease my anxious mind. Do you plan on opening up the $10 tier on Patreon again? Probably at some point, but I just every time someone drops out of it, I basically just lower how many people can have it, just so I can try and desperately get caught up on the list that I've currently got, because it's so long. So maybe eventually it will happen. But yes, thank you everyone. What's the biggest takeaway from Buffyverse and why are you most excited for next? Oh god, biggest takeaway from Buffyverse. God. Biggest takeaway from the Buffyverse. Even at your weakest, you can learn to be strong again. I think that's my big thing. And what am I most excited for next? Everything and nothing at exactly the same time. I'm not sure what's next, and I guess that in itself is what I'm excited for. So yes, thank you everyone for being here. Lots of little goodbye messages I'm trying to get through. But yes, really do appreciate your content. It's nice seeing someone with a sharp mind react to stuff and pick on things quickly. Oh, thank you. Always great to see your reactions. They really appreciated. Well, your viewership and support is also very appreciated. Thank you for the super chat earlier. Whoever was it sent that? Scroll back up. Alan, yes, thank you for your kind message, Alan, earlier. And yes, have a good morning / day / evening / night, wherever you are currently. Yes, what have I got coming up in the next couple of days? I might do something tomorrow. I'll try and get maybe Sex Education recorded, at least for Patreon tomorrow. I don't know if I have time to edit it, because I'm away this weekend. I'm out tomorrow night as well. So, yeah. We'll see. But next week, for sure, we'll have Sex Education. We'll have another Once Upon a Time, so we're getting very close to the end of Season 5 now. And then I'll do the Angel review next week as well for Season 5. And then we tie up a neat bow on the Buffyverse. So yeah, thank you for being here, everyone. Hope you had a good laugh. Thank you for your questions and all your interesting conversation, as ever. And I will see you very soon. Look after yourselves. Bye.